Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've got a really interesting comparison for you today. On my left, I have the iPhone 16 Pro, the absolute king of 2024, and on my right, the brand new just released iPhone 17. And honestly, this is probably the hardest choice I've had to make in years regarding which phone to actually recommend. You know, usually the Pro phone is just miles ahead, right? But this year, with the iPhone 17, Apple has kind of blurred the lines. It's actually a bit confusing. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything, design that new display, the performance, the cameras, and specifically I want to talk about why you might actually want to buy the older phone instead of the new one. Whether you're holding on to an iPhone 13 or 14 and looking to upgrade, or you're just curious if the 17 is worth the hype, stick around. We're gonna get into the real day-to-day experience of using these two side by side. Alright, let's start with the design. First off, let me just say, the Desert Titanium on my 16 Pro. It is sleek. Like for me, this is peak design material. It's elegant, it feels premium, and that titanium frame is strong but lightweight. I've been using this as a backup phone since January 2025, and it still looks brand new. But then, you pick up the iPhone 17, mine is in this new lavender color, and guys, it is stunning. It's got that soft aluminum feel we know, but the edges feel a bit softer than the sharp edges on the 12 or 13. The big thing you notice immediately is the weight. The 16 Pro, even with titanium, has a bit of density to it. It feels like a dense block of tech. The 17 is noticeably lighter. It's just easier to hold for long sessions. Both of them have the action button now, and they both have the camera control button. Now, I'll be honest with you, back when the 16 Pro launched, Apple really hyped that camera control button. But for me, it's okay. It's more of a nice to have feature than something I rely on every day. Half the time I forget it's there, but it looks cool, I guess. Okay, this is the big one. This is the moment we've been waiting for. For years, the base model iPhone was stuck on 60 Hz, but finally, the iPhone 17 has Pro Motion. Holding these side by side, scrolling through the UI, you literally cannot tell the difference in smoothness anymore. The iPhone 17 goes from 1 Hz all the way to 120 Hz, just like the Pro. It makes the phone feel so much faster than the iPhone 16 base model or even the 15. It's buttery smooth. They both have 6.3-inch displays now. The iPhone 16 Pro bumped up to 6.3 from the old 6.1, and the 17 followed suit. But because the bezels on the 17 are so incredibly thin, the screen feels even more immersive. It's bright too. The 16 Pro is great outdoors, but the 17 hits 3000 nits peak brightness. I mean, in direct sunlight, the 17 is actually a little easier to read. Let's talk software. Both are running the new iOS 26, which just dropped a few months ago, and I have to say this liquid glass design language is wow. The animations are just fluid. It makes iOS 18 feel kind of old, like there's a real depth to the icons and the way windows morph now. However, I gotta be real with you, when I first updated my 16 Pro to iOS 26, the phone got pretty warm. Like noticeably warm. I think it was just re-indexing system files and settling in because it's better now. But those first few days, yeah, you'll feel the heat. On the iPhone 17 though, it handles it perfectly. It seems like the new chip is just better optimized for these new visuals right out of the box. Speaking of chips, let's talk raw power. On the iPhone 16 Pro, we have the A18 Pro chip. I ran Geekbench 6 on this, and I got a single core score of 3448 and multi-core of 8748. And the GPU metal score is 32766. And what does that mean in real life? It means this phone is a beast. I do a lot of gaming on my 16 Pro, AAA titles, next-gen stuff, and it crushes it. The thermal management is way better than the 15 Pro, which used to heat up that sometimes can be annoying heat. The 16 Pro still gets warm during long sessions, but it's not that annoying. Burn your fingers heat, it's improved a lot. Now look at the iPhone 17, it's rocking the new A19 chip. The benchmarks here are insane. 3573 single core and 9143 multi-core. And for the GPU metal score is at 37286. Because the 17 now has that 120 Hz display, that speed actually feels usable. On the old base models, the screen held the chip back. Now, it's instant. Plus, the 17 has 8 GB of RAM, same as the 16 Pro. I've noticed multitasking is great on both apps. Stay open in the background, Unlike older iPhones with 4 or 6 gigabytes where apps would constantly reload, these two keep everything ready to go. Okay, now the cameras. This is where things get tricky. The iPhone 16 Pro has that triple setup, 48 megapixel main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and the dedicated 12 megapixel 5x telephoto lens. That 5x zoom is the killer feature. If you're at a concert or taking portraits of your kids from a distance, that optical zoom is unbeatable. It's crisp. The iPhone 17, it's got a dual 48 megapixel system. It takes incredible photos, don't get me wrong, but if you want to zoom past 2x, it's all digital. It's not gonna look as good as the Pro. But the iPhone 17 has a secret weapon, the front camera. It's got a new 18 megapixel sensor, and get this, it's a square sensor. That means you can take a landscape selfie, wide group shot while holding the phone vertically. You don't have to awkwardly rotate your wrist anymore. It uses center stage to crop the image perfectly. It's actually really fun, and I think every other phone is going to copy this next year. If you vlog or do TikToks, the 17's front camera is actually better than the 16 Pro's. Now let's talk battery life, because this is where things get really interesting. My iPhone 16 Pro is currently sitting at 100% battery health with 168 cycle count. I've been using it since January 2025. It gets me through a full day of moderate to heavy use. Social media, gaming, emails, it's solid. Technically, this phone has a 3,582 mAh battery inside, which was a nice bump for a Pro-size phone last year. But the iPhone 17, it's actually packing a slightly larger cell. We're looking at approx 3,692 mAh. Now on paper, that's only about a 100 mAh difference. It doesn't look like a huge jump. However, in real world usage, the iPhone 17 feels like a battery champ. I've only got 22 cycles on this one after a month, but it consistently outlasts the 16 Pro. Why? It comes down to efficiency. The new A19 chip is built on a more advanced 3nm process that is just incredibly efficient with power management. Plus, remember that ProMotion display? On the 17, it can drop all the way down to 1 Hz when you aren't touching it. So even though the battery capacity is only slightly larger than the 16 Pro, that efficiency of the new chip combined with the smarter screen means you're getting more hours of screen on time without needing a massive heavy battery. It's genuinely impressive. One major downside you need to consider for the iPhone 17 though, USB-C speed. The iPhone 16 Pro has USB 3 speeds. It's super fast, like 10 gigabits per second. If you transfer video files to your Mac, it takes seconds. The iPhone 17, it's still on USB 2 speeds. It's the same speed as the old Lightning cables. If you transfer a lot of 4K video via cable, the 17 is gonna feel painfully slow. A quick note on Apple Intelligence. Both phones support it, but honestly, it's not a huge deal for me yet. It still feels like it's in early beta. I usually just find myself using ChatGPT or Gemini because they're more powerful right now. So don't buy these phones just for the AI features yet. So which one should you buy? If you're a content creator who transfers files via cable, or if you really love photography and need that 5x zoom, buy the iPhone 16 Pro. Especially now, since the 17 came out, the price of the 16 Pro has dropped and you're getting that premium titanium build and professional camera features for a steal. It's still an absolute powerhouse. But for 95% of people, the iPhone 17 is the one. You're finally getting the 120Hz display, which was the only reason I used to tell people to buy the Pro. It's lighter, it's got the new A19 chip, the base storage starts at 256 gigabytes now, and that front camera is genuinely useful for social media. Basically, the base iPhone isn't basic anymore, it's a beast. Anyway, that's my take. I'm currently daily driving the 17 Pro, but I keep going back to this standard 17 just because it feels so nice in the hand. Let me know in the comments, are you Team 16 Pro or the 17? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.